Hey, John here. Throughout my many years of teaching, I've noticed hundreds of students having the same issue when it comes to fast alternate picking, bad synchronization. In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips that will help you improve your alternate picking synchronization and take your playing to the next level. So let's get started. Number 1, record yourself. Recording yourself, ideally slowing it down, which can be easily done by uploading your recording to YouTube. You can just set it as an unlisted video and then you can just watch it yourself, and you can use that cog next to each video where you can slow it down, even down to 25%. This is crucial because you want to listen for any type of flams in between your left and right hand. And a flam is basically this, when a drummer goes, right? So instead of going they go down at the same time, I'm a bit ahead with my right hand or a bit ahead with my left hand. And you don't want that with the picking technique, because that's what's giving you that unsynchronized sound, right? So you want to make sure that each note is actually, you're hitting the note with the right hand exactly at the same time as the left hand. If you can't hear that you're doing something wrong, you will never be able to fix it. So hearing the problem is crucial, and I had this with one particular student that I had in a video exchange lesson, and he improved a lot from the lesson where he actually heard what he was doing wrong to the next one. So once he understood what he should listen for, it made a huge difference in his overall playing. Number 2, maintain quick motions regardless of the tempo. So this technique is called transition time, and this was a real game changer for me when I heard about it from the Speed Mechanics book by Troy Stetina. Highly recommend that book. But I also heard about it from David Oakes, a teacher at GIT, when I went there in '95. And basically what it is, it's going very quickly from note to note. So instead of doing this, you want to make sure that you practice slowly, but you make as quick of a transition as you can in between each note, hence the name transition time. So this practice technique not only helps your synchronization, but also helps your tone, because you spend less time on the string with the pick. So your notes just sound more connected. Number 3, practice different subdivisions. So Paul Gilbert and Bruce Boyer of Razor X used to play a solo live every night where Bruce would play the left hand and Paul the right hand on the same guitar. So this works because synchronization is a matter of playing the exact rhythms in both hands. So timing is crucial, in other words. Working with different subdivisions, and subdivisions, if you're not aware, is just how many notes you play per beat. So 16th notes, for example, would be 4 notes per beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And quintuplets would be 5 notes, 16-note triplets would be 6 notes, and so on. So working with these different subdivisions will help both your timing and your synchronization. So if we take a very simple phrase like this, so basically 4 repeated notes in the A minor pentatonic scale, the way that I would suggest that you practice this is to just go through different subdivisions. You can do 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and so 2 notes per beat, 3 notes per beat, 4 notes per beat, 5 notes per beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And as you can see, when you have a subdivision that doesn't line up with the phrase, you get this moving accents kind of a thing, which is very helpful for your timing and also very helpful for your synchronization. Number 4, practice with accents. Accents give you what I call the spotlight effect, where any note you're accenting will be heard clearer above the unaccented ones. This is connected to the first tip, as it helps you hear what you're doing in real time, ensuring you're not practicing the wrong way and can correct things right away. So for example, we go back to this one. One thing you could do here is that, let's say you just want to do 16th notes, so you work on 4 notes per beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then you want to go through this exercise or lick and you accent each note of the subdivision in turn. So you do a few reps where you're accenting the first note, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A few times accenting the second note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, You don't want to overdo the accents, you change your technique, but you want to get the accent enough so you can really hear it stick out from the other notes when you practice it. And it doesn't take much because it's more of a mental accent anyway. If I do this, and I want to accent the second note, I can do a slight accent because I'm going to be focusing on this note more than the other ones anyway. So that's a little trick here, because you don't want to do it like this. You know, we overdo it, where it sounds like shit, and also you're basically changing your technique and doing this huge motion which will throw you off when you try to play it faster. Number 5, slow perfect reps over fast sloppy practice. This might seem obvious, but practicing slowly leads to faster improvement overall. Yes, it's helpful to do some speed bursts and go for it once in a while to see where you're at. However, in my experience with hundreds of private students, more time spent on faster practice leads to a shaky and unreliable technique. And no classical musician would ever say, just practice that Chopin etude fast and clean it up later. That's like wildly swinging a golf club around, expecting to magically have the perfect swing with enough time. So don't do that. It just takes way longer to get things together. And if you've done this before, you don't need to worry about it, because once you start practicing correctly, you will see the benefits pretty much right away. So don't let any guitar bro science get in the way here. Unless, of course, you've been practicing the complete opposite of everything that I've told you here and it's worked out great for you, then keep doing that. But I don't think you would be watching this video if that was the case. So you don't have to believe me, just try it for a while and see if it helps. And if it doesn't help, well, at least you tried a new way, and then you can move on to the next thing to try. But I know that this works, and it's not only from my own experience, that's very anecdotal, but I've seen it with literally hundreds of players that improve very fast just because they start practicing in a more efficient way. And none of these techniques are things that I came up with. All of this stuff comes from reading interviews and books about classical musicians and how they practice, because it's their whole job to be able to perform these crazy pieces flawlessly. If they can't do that, they have no career. So that's just to get a foot in the door, so to speak. Then you have to worry about the interpretation of everything, but the technique needs to be perfect. So they have a way better knowledge about good and effective practice. So if you don't want to spend more time in the practice room than you need to, I would really try these tips. Now, if you want the perfect practice routine that uses most of these tips and enables you to play these kind of phrases, check out my new course, Master the Single String Groups of 4 sequence. You have a link in the first comment below.